Hey everybody, this is Pixis Designs back. May have something here that some people may want. I really want to cue in the Fallout music right now, but it would probably end up being copyright strucken or whatever you call that. Yeah. So, ever since this bad boy was released, maybe not so much over here in the States, but across the pond, they've already started getting them. I personally had 3 on pre-order. Probably need to dial that back to 1 because I don't know if I want to have enough room for any more of these. Or possibly just put them up for sale. Mainly because I just needed to get the dimensions off of this bad boy to develop this power armor stand. That the first thing that I thought of whenever I saw this was this thing would look lovely with a Fallout power armor stand. And so I kind of was in the beginning stages of developing it just in lieu of this thing being released. But then, you know, the UK started getting these, and luckily somebody contacted me on my business page saying that they would be happy to ship me one at cost. And they did the dirty deed of getting that thing sent over to me, and I was able to get this thing produced. So yeah, it's ready. So yeah, for the most part, you know, the funny thing is as far as the power armor stand goes in Fallout, it doesn't really do a whole lot. Normally whenever you go into it with your power armor, it just kind of sits there, so you don't know really what all these little doodads do, and you know, it doesn't really, you know, articulate or anything like that. So I did my best to do some articulation in this. The pistons move up and down. Mainly they have to move up and down just to be able to maneuver this thing out of the way. But as far as flexibility goes, that is the only thing this does. Is this thing goes in and out, and that's really it. So with development of this, I also decided to do a catwalk system to really expand out any kind of diorama. This will be replacing my warehouse up in my toy room, just because this looks cooler, and the catwalk system looks pretty pimp as well. This right here is the catwalk system. This is my original prototype one. I've since added quite a few more details to everything to kind of expand upon some coolness factor to it. For instance, my camera is really being slow today. You know, just some detail in the walkway. I'm going to be packing all these things up today. Today's a shipping day, so I wanted to get everything lined up to make sure I have everything together before I ship all this stuff out. So these things take a while to build, that's for sure, because these things, even as small as what they are, they're fast enough to print that if you go to work for an 8-hour shift, these things take like an hour to print. You know, that's 7 hours. You're just, you know, you're not doing anything. So it's kind of tough to be able to get a lot of these smaller items printed up, knowing that they take about an hour and a half a pop. So, you know, during a work week, you can't do as many as what you would think you would be able to do because you're not here to be able to man the machines. So, yeah, all these are going to be shipping out today. These are a few of my colorways. I've got red, yellow, silver in the back. And as far as the stands themselves, you can purchase white, red, black, yellow. I think that's it. And I'll be showing that here in a minute. But this is basically just, you know, to kind of show you that the stand, if you look here, if I can get a view, he actually is off the ground. Well, I guess I can show you that he's swinging too. But yeah, if you want to pose him that way, you can. You don't have to. Okay, settle down. Let me show you what this looks together, so give me just a second. Okay, so yep, here's the catwalk system. I'm going to be going into more detail about the catwalk system here in a minute. Just kind of shows you how the stand looks with the catwalk system. Not everybody's going to have this room, I get it. But there are quite a few people that would probably like to implement some kind of a stairway system into their shelving units for G.I. Joe. I can definitely see a situation like that. Let me see if I can zoom. I'm really having a hard time with this camera today. Yeah. So let me get this camera set up and kind of go through a small walkthrough with, you know, the different staircases, the different options I'm going to be putting up on my store to be able to put your own little catwalk system together. This is the high level, the full like not necessarily two-story, but the tallest version of the catwalk. I'm also doing a mid-tier catwalk system for those that, you know, don't really need the height. And the listings that I'm going to be putting, or that are actually already up in my shop right now, I'm going to have I have 3 different options. That's this staircase right here, the tall staircase, and also there will be a double stacked, which I'll be going over this here in a minute, mid-tier, low half. I don't remember what I even call these things. These are the half staircases to be able to put together. So like 2 sets of these going into the tall part of the catwalk system, and then also you'll be able to purchase just a low level with just one set of half staircases. So that's that. Oh, also I wanted to show something else. Finally got my heavy duty released from his package, and this is what axle looks like. Man, that window, that sun is really hitting that window. So I'll probably showing off this here in a minute too as well. So we'll go over that. So let me get this camera set aside and kind of show off the catwalk a little bit. To expand upon what I was saying. So you'll have 3 options of the catwalk system. Once I get through with initial orders, because people are just ordering the full options, which again takes a while to print. I've already got like 15 orders in here for the catwalk systems, and I got to print every single one of these components. Once things settle down, I will be releasing individual listings for the pieces. That way, if you want to make this bigger, much bigger, for a much bigger diorama, that will be an option that you can do, being able to buy each piece separately. But right now I can't do that because, you know, I've got these full dios that I'm making right now, and it'll be hard keeping up with single pieces and the huge assemblies. So that'll be a thing coming up here probably in about a month or so, that I can release the single components themselves. Trying to go over everything before I start moving things around. But I think that is it for a minute. So let me, real quick. So yeah, back there. I'll go over this here in a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, so as far as the snake power armor stand goes, these are stuff that are fixing to go to their customers. I wanted to go over real quick a few additions that I've added since my original development. For those that follow my Facebook, I have added a snap-on piece that will actually allow you to store the ornaments of the snake. So you can actually just, for storage, you can just plug each individual of those items into that, just to be able to keep them there. I do have, aside from the colorways, width options, and I kind of came up with this because I had a few people ask me about detolfs, and I'm trying to remember exactly all the information that I typed out on my Facebook page, but you know, the detolf is very limited on the size that you can put stuff in there. The height is fine, it's the width that's a problem, and you have to hold this, you have to put this in there sideways. So I came up with a smaller X brace to be able to kind of narrow this body up. Now it will deter a little bit. You'll have to splay these top pieces out with the snake armor. It doesn't look as good with the wider X brace, but it still, you know, completes a good picture of what you're trying to achieve as far as the power, or I keep on wanting to call it the power armor, the snake armor and the power armor station. So those are the two options that you have. It's 2 inches narrower for option, I think, 1, and the large version is, you know, 2 inches longer. So it's just for those that, you know, have limited space and they would love to have that extra 2 inches. That's what she said. Okay, so let me put that aside. Of course, you know, you do get the little staircase with each one of these. I've got chains in there so you can actually raise the snake armor up off the ground. I don't know what's going on with that. And of course, yes, these swing out. It's kind of hard to do that with my camera in my hand right now, but yeah, those are the 3 color options that I've currently made right now. Of course, there's white for the snake armor, so you can do that as well. And if you are a customizer and want to do a dreadnought setup, you just got to holler at me for doing custom colors. Generally, the grays are going to stay the same. It's the bodies themselves that will be changing the colors. So if you want a different color, you just got to reach out to me. I do have quite a long lead time on these to be able to be printed out, mainly because I can only do these on one printer. You know, I may have all these other printers for the smaller detailed items, but as far as the huge L beam, whatever, they take quite a bit of time, almost 11 and a half hours to print up on my XL. So that's 11 and a half hours for one side. So you're actually talking about 22 hours for a full set. So, you know, 22 hours for multiples of stands, you're easily surpassing a week's worth of printing right there. So there's that, in case you're wondering why it takes so long to get these things shipped out. So, okay, let me go over the catwalk system real quick, and I will be right back. Okay, so as far as the catwalk goes, I was really trying to make this thing a very modular item, something I can add different components to at a different date. I've got different ideas, like for instance, I've got this little T section that I'm working on right now. I've already ironed most of it out, but this will be one instance of something that I'm working on. Let me show off a customers here of how this thing all goes together. So you got your L platform, you got your I platform. Let me just work with a couple of I platforms here. And let me grab a couple of half staircases, just kind of show this off. Like that. And of course, these can always be swapped out with different colors. Like for instance, this guy is going to be getting a red set. And I just now realized I need to make a silver set for this person that this needs to go to today. So there's that. So each of these pieces have little square cutouts on these. That way everything can kind of go together. This is a half set, so something like this, you'll be using these half sized pieces. And you know, you just kind of put them in just like that. And then you'll bring this in, just like there. Actually, let me do this first. Then I'll put these on. like that. And I'll just take this L piece, snap it in, take that, snap that in, and then you'll take this and snap that in, just like that. So that is all there is to that. And of course, I don't know why I brought all these over here, but so this will just raise it that much higher. So basically what's going to come down to is you will be able to purchase, see if I can get all this in here. You will be able to purchase not only extra full-size, full-height posts, but also half posts. Those are not listings I have up yet, but that's, you know, once I get through with these initial batch of option kits, I'll probably have more time for people able to purchase individual pieces. If you can't wait and you just want to go and do it now, you can always reach out to me and we can work something out. I just don't want to flood the zone. So yeah, that's that. And again, I'm trying to make multiple scenarios to be able to expand out in different directions. I'd also like to be able to create a piece for like maybe an office, you know, make a full piece here with actual walls, a doorway, and a roof for those people that want like a small office setup for stuff like this to be able to connect it to. I like to make this as expandable as possible, you know. And if you want to go higher up from here, you can. All you got to do is, let me disconnect this real quick. Come on, come on. Yeah, man, there we go. So, let's see, I'm trying to think of where I need to go here. Oh, yeah, so if you want to expand this up even higher, all you gotta do is just flip it around. Put this piece here, and then you can put these posts on this side. Like that. Let me scoot this around here. That. Like that. And then I'll pull these off. That. Like that. So yeah, just like that. Let me take this camera off real quick. I've got very limited room here to play around with stuff, so this will be the maximum height that you can go on a setup like this. To go any taller, I can't make beams that tall, and I don't really see a reason why you would need to go even any higher than that. This just allows you, you know, like if you have like a shelf set up, you can always, you know, run something like this in the back of it to be able to put more figures, just to kind of show off stuff if you wanted to. Like for my warehouse Dio that I have up in my toy room, this is perfect because I can just do something like this for the entire perimeter of my shelf. And what I really want to do is be able to put my rattler, you know, dead center of a whole catwalk system, just to be able to display, you know, stuff like this a little better. Put a couple of vending machines down there if you want to. Just to kind of show off a height. You know, you can fully put your figure, tallest figure, up underneath there. You know, so there's plenty of room to be able to put stuff. So yeah, that's kind of just something I wanted to go over today, and to show off my snake armor power station, which I am just totally stoked on. It just sucks that they take so long to build up and assemble. You know, they take a little bit of time to get together. Not exactly a quick item. and the fact that they take such a damn big box to be able to ship out, you know, it really takes a beating on the shipping. Ooh, another thing that I also had thought about today, my robot arm. I do want to implement some kind of setup for my robot arm, just because it, you know, maybe have an attachment point to a catwalk system to be able to use something like that. When I saw this laying here, I was like, you know what, I need to make some kind of attachment for that, you know, especially to implement it with the snake armor. That would be kind of cool. So I just kind of have all these, you know, 8-year-old ideas in my head. So yeah, so that is that. I think that is possibly it. It's not much of video. I have taken a side working on the Rhino. For those that are probably waiting for my update on the Rhino, this kind of took precedence just because I knew these were fixing to be hitting soon. So I wanted to get all this ironed out. Now that I got most of this done, I will be jumping back onto the Rhino modeling and stuff like that. I have some footage up there that I've worked on, but it's I kind of stopped dead in my tracks as far as that goes. But I think that's it. I can't really think of a whole lot else that I need to do. I kind of want to do an assembly video of the power armor station, but I'll probably make that a separate video just so people don't have to trudge through all this. Or I could go ahead and do one. Yeah, let me do one real quick. I'll be right back. Real quick side note. I've actually already finished the video, so I'm going to be putting this in after I talk about the catwalk, because I'm actually packaging up something for a customer right now, and I just realized I didn't go over how to install the rails for the catwalk system. Real quick, wanted to obviously break this down real quick. You'll see these little bitty square pieces right here on top of these, and how the rail is actually kind of 3D. Those will always face outward, so you'll just slide that in. I know this isn't really a difficult install here. It's the L pieces that you're going to have more of a question about. So just to kind of show how this goes, those are simple. It's these. Okay, so on your handrail system, I'm going to be leaving possibly one side attached once I package these up. But you will see an eye. Those will always be inside 90-degree angles. So whenever you're installing this thing, the eye is going to be going to the inside as such. So if these things come disconnected from the main rails, you'll understand that these are always going to be on the inside. And if you look here, those will be marked with, that is not marked. Oh, probably because I haven't put those in here. Let me grab this real quick. I'm glad I just saw that. So these are actually marked with O. So with the eye, you're going to put the raised sections on the inside, facing out, right? As you see that. I. And then on the O, they will be facing, the handrails will actually be facing on the outside. So let me throw this away. So you see down here, I had printed all these up and realized I just didn't need to make a change to it because I want to make it easier for you all to assemble. So that's all to make y'all's lives happier. Me throwing all these away. Because I know I'd probably get complaints about, you know, I can't figure out why this is not working or whatever. This is me realizing that I probably need to fix this situation before I move forward. So I went ahead and corrected it and started labeling these to make it easier for y'all to figure out. But anyways, so you'll have the outside, right? That'll, you know, face here, right? And the handrails, the 3D portion the raised portion, try to zoom in on it, the raised portion, you are not zooming, will be facing to the outside. So let me try and set this down and do this real quick. So with the raised portion, we'll just slide these in like so. And then with the raised portion on the other side, you'll do the same thing. That way the raised portion of the handrails are always facing on the outside. And then we'll just set these in. Now, I understand it's not a completely tight fit. This version right here is absolutely tight, and it's never going anywhere. But I didn't want to make it too tight. That way, you know, when you start moving things around, disassembling, you know, pieces and wanting to change things up in your diorama, I didn't want to make these things so damn tight that you can't remove them. So they're just tight enough. This is one of the pieces that I added after the fact, was that little bitty raised square part, just to give it that little bit of extra rigidity in the setup, so it's not so wibbly wobbly. So just kind of wanted to go over that real quick as far as the install of the catwalk system. We will now carry back to past Greg on what he was talking about wherever I decide to interject this in the video. That's it. Okay, so now keep in mind that this is my prototype. I've since relaxed some tolerances since then and made stuff a little more substantial. So what you'll be receiving inside the box is you'll be receiving, you know, everything kind of separated. The two legs, the upper arms, and of course the cross brace. The cross brace is going to be the easiest thing, or they're all going to be easy to install. What you're going to do is you're going to have a couple little cavities on the inside. You're going to make sure that you're going to want to install these. Actually, these are identical. As you're not going to be able to mix up which side these go on. However, these things right here are not identical. These are actually mirrored because this piece is in a permanent fixed angle. So you're always going to want to make sure that your angles are facing on the inside. Your legs, not so much is going to matter. I need to take this back. These things are not identical because you're always going to want to make sure that these things right here are on the inside. Whew, man, I really need to understand how I need to do this. So, probably the best thing that you need to do first is install the cross brace. So we will get this right here put in. And when I say that I had to relax some of the tolerances, I wanted to make sure that this wasn't as difficult as it was for me to put in as what it was for this one. But it's still not easy. And I hope I'm in frame to be able to do this. This is literally the one I just pulled out of here too, by the way. You would think it would be a little easier to be able to push in, and wow, it's really not. Try and do it this way. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So that slides in. It just shows you how sturdy this thing's going to be once you have it all put together. Let's make sure that I have this in frame. Come on. It is an awkward setup though, but I'm also trying to do this on camera, so you may have an easier time because you're not trying to show it off to, you know, a couple thousand people for install videos. Come on. Okay, there's that in. There's that. There we go. That's put together now. So once you get that put on, again, this is wherever the angle is facing, that needs to be on the inside. So Basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to slide the top part of the piston in first, just a little bit, just to make sure that it's inside the lower part of the piston. And then here's a cavity right here that actually goes over the top of this post. So you put that there and bring that down on top of it, just like that. I'm going to do the same thing for the opposite. Put the piston in first, and put this over the top part of the cap and slide it down. Now your mileage may vary on how tight this is going to be. You may have to use a hammer lightly to be able to push this down. I wanted this to be as tight of a fit as possible, just to make sure that this thing is all solid and well put together for whoever buys it. Again, these things swing in and out, and of course it moves with the piston, just like that. Okay, so this right here, this is my prototype. Let me bring this down a little bit. Oop, wrong way. So this is my prototype, but it works the same. This is fine for my needs. What this does is actually clips onto, and you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but this just clips onto this A-frame piece right here. So you just slide that on, like so. Let me put it where it needs to be put. Like that. Well, boondoggle. Let me show the new. I got one right here. This is the new one. I gotta find the braces real quick. Somewhere. I did print them, right? I will be right back. I just grabbed off the one that I'm fixing to ship to a customer. So I made these brackets a lot more beefier to be able to, that way you can actually work with it. So you just slide that in, just like so. And there's that. And so you'll get your snake armor implements. You'll just put them in, like so. Just like that. Cool. So that right there is the Snake Power Armor Station. And of course, once you finally, here in the States, get your snake armor, there's these handles on top of the shoulders. So this is the funny thing. I've been making these hooks right here for the longest time, dating back to my rip saw. So these hooks actually, I had to make no modifications to these. They work perfect. So they'll just snap into shoulder piece here, like that. And then that one goes here. And boom. There you go. There is your Snake Armor Power Station. So yeah, that's that. Went over a lot in this video. So now I get to get these things shipped out to their customers. That'll probably take me all day getting all this stuff put together. But I hope you all enjoy this little setup. It's been a fun little build. That is it for me today. This is Pixis Designs signing out.